Hey everyone, welcome to Let's Go Dad. I wanted to do a live stream today, but I just had my second COVID shot yesterday and I am sick. Like I'm feeling the side effects, all the stuff from having that shot. So that's probably not going to happen, but I did want to touch base, so we'll just check in for a couple minutes and I'll tell you about why I started doing this channel. Let's go.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go. Okay, so first off, when I'm sick, often people can't tell. So if I ever look sick, that typically means that I'm having a really hard time and maybe even need to go to a doctor. That said, a couple quick things. Robert has been so great today. Like, my folks aren't around, they're out of town, and so he's been walking the dog and checking in on me. I took a long nap. He made sure that I could do that. I mean, he's just done so great. He's really stepped up in his ability to take responsibility. Yeah, so very proud of him for that, and I really appreciate being able to sleep some. In fact, I need to go do that again here in just a minute, to be honest with you, because I am wrecked. I did have a fever. I'm achy. For some reason, like, my arm that didn't get the shot is really achy around where my arm that did get the shot is also really achy. I'm guessing maybe I slept on it funny. Who knows? But somehow that's happening, and I'm achy in a few other areas as well, and just tired, and I've had chills a lot of the afternoon. Oh, so here I am. I'm happy to have that vaccine, though. Let me tell you why I started doing this channel. My vision when I first started, there were very few people when I was younger who were male and who were single and who were honestly and openly sharing about their foster care journey. So that's a huge part of it. I wanted to be a voice so that other people who either don't know, which we've had several people on this channel, or several people watch this channel, who didn't know that they could be foster parents or adoptive parents, because I thought single dads, but fortunately you can. Now there's a whole bunch of other criteria, of course, but you can. And so thrilled that we've had that impact on folks. Man, my ears are really stuffed up, so if I sound funny, I'm sorry. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what this video is going to be like. It might be really interesting. Apologies, or maybe it'll be good for a laugh. We'll see. So yeah, I really wanted people to feel like they're not alone. One of the reasons it took me so long to do foster care was I didn't feel like I'd have much support as a single dad going through the foster care system, and I just really wasn't ready to put up that fight yet until I had my life settled. I have a lot of friends who started doing foster care when they were really pretty young, and they don't regret it. I kind of wish I had. I kind of wish I had started when I was younger, rather than waiting until half my life was over to do it. There's that. That was one reason. The other reason is I feel like there's a couple things that are really important that our channel has to offer. One is real life experiences that are open and honest from both Robert and from me. So you have the kid's perspective, you have the adult's perspective. I thought that was really important. I also feel like one of the important things you get from our channel is just vulnerability, openness, honesty. I know a number of folks have now commented that they feel much more comfortable doing foster care because they've watched our videos and they see the good and the bad, and they see that there are ways to work through the bad till you get to some of the good, right? So getting you over fears, helping you just by being vulnerable so that you can see what foster care is really like. And also maybe even, so some people who aren't ready to do foster care can take stock and say, I'm not ready at this time. And that saves a lot of heartache from kids in the long run for people when they aren't ready. Another reason we're doing these videos is because in our family there's a lot of knowledge around foster care. I grew up in a family where foster care was talked about at the dining room table. Maybe not specifics about who each case was about necessarily, but certainly what was being done to help the kids who were having the behavior struggles, what was being done to help the families. Like, those are our dinner table conversations. I think we have some expertise that could really be helpful to people on what real life foster care is like and what can actually help real life foster parents. I know it's so frustrating sometimes when you have a social worker who doesn't really get it, who's like, oh yeah, all you need to do is go talk to the kid. Like one time a kid was throwing these big old rocks at passing cars, and anyone who came close to him, he was chucking these big rocks at their heads, right? And like rocks. And I called the on-call worker and they're like, yeah, just walk out in the middle of the road where he is and go talk to him. Ask him why. And I'm just like, are you crazy? So we want to give you some real life help. Maybe we don't have the answers to every question, but we want to be here for you as an additional support. Finally, we have a big change coming up in the family. My parents are going to visit relatives in another state, And so it is just me, which when I first started foster care was just me and a couple boys, right? Like that was me. Now I had lots of support from churches and community, people in our community and friends, and so it's not like it was really just me, but it was me. And my parents lived like 25 minutes away or whatever it was, and came up into childcare sometimes. It's always funny to transition back to what life was like before they were living in our basement. And, they built an apartment in our basement, in our walkout basement. So we'll see how that goes. It might be a crazy week next week or for the next 3 weeks. So, if like my hair's gone gray like completely or I'm missing hair, you'll know why. I'll try and videotape a little bit about how it all goes. It's going to be an interesting adjustment, especially with kids who don't transition well. So that said, I'm going to go take a nap. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if you're thinking about foster care, we'd love to get emails from you. We'd love to have your questions in the comments. If you're someone who's done foster care, in the comments, add what you love about being a foster or adoptive parent. Because there's a lot of people who are watching this channel who are going, could I do it? My comment is based on an old saying, and I found it to be true in my life, and that's that God does not call the qualified. God qualifies the called. And so as part of your foster care process, you have to attend a lot of trainings. I would recommend doing some respite care for other families for a while, being in support groups where you hear people problem solving through different issues so that you can pick up on how you would problem solve through those issues. But yeah, if you're another foster family and you have words of encouragement or what's been great about doing foster care, please, please, please add that down in the comments. And as for all of that, man, I can't sit here much longer or I'm just going to fall over. So let's go, Dad.